guys, welcome to K Boutique, where we talk all things beauty and fashion. Today we're going to be talking about setting sprays. Now, I was never really big on setting sprays until a particular situation happened the other day. I went to work with my face made up for the very first time, and of course I was a little unsure about it. So I asked my coworker about his opinion, and he told me that he liked it, but it looked a little powdery. So when he said that, the first thing that came to mind was a setting spray. So in order to make sure that I'm really getting a setting spray for the purpose that it was intended for, I started to go on YouTube. That's like my first search engine for whenever I have a question. So I went on YouTube and I started to search the purpose of a setting spray or how a setting spray works, but I didn't really find any videos on that. What I did find was reviews for setting sprays and different comparisons on, the different kinds of setting sprays. But personally, I wanted to know exactly why and how the setting sprays work. So I went on Google and I did find a lot of information that I want to share with you guys. So before we get into that, I want to tell you about some of the purchases that I made after doing my research. I went ahead and got the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. This one is intended for oil control, and I also got the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This one is made to be long lasting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out these setting sprays for maybe the course of a few days each. I'm also going to try out the Skindinavia's the bridal setting spray. I'm gonna order that, and whenever it comes in, I'm gonna go ahead and try that, and I'm gonna bring you guys a video showing basically how each setting spray works. I'm gonna come on camera or maybe take pictures so that you can see the before and after. That way you can really know and get the full effect of exactly how these setting sprays work, what they do, and which is better. So what exactly does your setting spray do? Now, first and foremost, the setting spray is intended to keep your makeup lasting pretty much all day. It prevents your makeup from being absorbed into your skin, and it also creates like a barrier between your makeup and the outside world. So basically, if you were to do certain things like blow your nose or give somebody a hug, not as much makeup will be transferred or wiped off of your face when you do those things. And this applies to powders, foundation, concealers, eyeshadows, blush, pretty much everything that you put on your face. Not so much, lipstick, but everything else, it basically seals the makeup onto your face. Aside from that, a setting spray kind of melts the makeup into your skin and helps it blend out more evenly so that it can look like skin as opposed to, just powder thrown onto your face. And different setting sprays, they have different finishes for whatever your needs are. Some people have dry skin where they would want a dewy finish. That way the makeup would look like it's set and it doesn't look like that first applied kind of makeup. That might sound like it's a bad thing, but it's really not. When you first apply makeup, it looks kind of too fresh. Like, I like my makeup when it sits for a while and your natural body chemicals kind of take over and it looks like it kind of molds into your skin. Basically, that's how I like my makeup. But those of you with dry skin, you might need a dewy finish setting spray to get that natural look or that set and look for your makeup. For me, I have really oily skin, so if I put on some makeup in an hour or two, it's going to look overly dewy and it's going to go beyond the dewy point and just start to look oily. So in order to avoid that, I would go for a setting spray that is more matte or that has some kind of oil control property to it. So with that being said, different setting sprays aim towards different people, or they just do different things. The Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, although I haven't tried it yet, based on my research, it helps to set your makeup, but it doesn't have any oil control properties. Okay, so the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray, that one is geared towards oilier skin, so it should control the oil production of in your face. So I'm going to go ahead and try those out. You know that I have no comments on those just yet because I don't know exactly how they work, but once I do, we can get more in depth with that. Okay, so a setting spray is not to be confused with a refresher. A refresher does not do anything at all to increase the wear of your foundation and your makeup. What it basically does is it just, the fact that it missed a liquid on your face, it gives you that, the effect where it melts the makeup into your skin, but it doesn't do anything to increase the wear of your makeup. Basically, you can make your own refresher spray at home. All you'd have to do is put some water in a bottle with a spray top, and that's basically a refresher spray, which means what is that going to do for your makeup as far as how long? So if you want something to just give you a cooling sensation or the feeling of a freshly washed face, then definitely look into a refresher. But if you want the lasting effect, then a setting spray would be your best bet. So those are the main purposes of a setting spray. It's basically intended to set the makeup into your skin and give it more of a natural finish. It is also intended to increase the wear of your makeup. That way you don't have to keep on touching up every hour or so. It'll basically last all day. And different setting sprays are intended for different purposes. You might want a matte finish, you might want an oil controlled setting spray. It just depends on what you personally want, and there's basically a setting spray for everyone. I'm having so much fun making videos for you guys, and I'm coming up with so many ideas about what to tell you about and what to show you. So hopefully you all stay tuned. You can like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, stay pretty.